Hello, travel world, and welcome to Experience Travel with Katie and Allie. My name is Katie Lilly, and I am the owner of the Travel Marketplace.
And I'm Allie Schultz, expert travel consultant with the Travel Marketplace. Today, we're going to talk to Intrepid Travel's Shayna Zand. Hi, Shayna.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you today. Thank you for joining us. Can you introduce yourself to everybody and maybe tell everybody who Intrepid Travel is?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Shayna. I've been with Intrepid Travel I just celebrated my 8-year anniversary actually on National Travel Advisor Day. I started as a local tour leader for our Canadian tours. So I used to be out on the road leading our trips with all of our travelers. And 8 years later, I'm now the head of business development. So I manage all of our relationships with all of our wonderful agent partners throughout the Americas. A little bit about Intrepid Travel, for those of you who don't know. Intrepid Travel is all about small groups, big adventures, and sustainable travel. So we give our clients real insights into local life, taking travelers off the beaten track so they can live and so they can really live it and make an impact along the way. Our small groups, as I mentioned, our maximum group size of 16 travelers per tour, so we never have more than that traveling together. And for us, the best way to get to the heart of any destination is to travel in that small group. So our local leaders as well are born and bred in the regions that we visit. So I just mentioned that I started as a Canadian tour leader because I am Canadian. I actually was not allowed to guide tours in the US because I am not American. So we're quite strict on that front. We operate in 120 countries, which means we hire from 120 countries, which I personally really love. Really local leaders for us, and I know this having been one, are really passionate and knowledgeable about their country and want to make sure that your traveler or your clients or yourself doesn't just see the destination, but really gets to experience it. I know one year I brought my tour group to my family's house. I live in Toronto for those non-locals. And my family had a huge barbecue for them. This was not part of the itinerary, not something that's included, but something that you get when you have a local leader. We also like to keep the way we travel local too. So wherever we can, we use small, locally run accommodations and eat at local restaurants. For us, this ensures that you're really getting an authentic experience as well as helping the local communities that you're visiting. Travel for us is made of those little moments that are unplanned. So we want you to see the main sites. So, when we go to Barcelona, you're gonna go see the Sagrada Familia, you're gonna go to Park Güell. But also then finding yourself in the middle of a village football game or sharing a laugh during a cooking lesson with locals. For us, that's what really makes our tours truly special.
That sounds great. So besides some of those things, what are some other reasons why people like to travel with Intrepid Travel?
So really, with everything that has been going on, our number one priority always has been and will continue to be the safety of our customers and staff around the world. And then working with our local leaders and operations teams to make sure that we are ensuring the best travel experience, but ensuring safety 100% of the time. So with this in mind, with everything that has been going on, we continue to ask ourselves a very simple question, is how can we continue to add value to our customers, especially in this moment when we are no longer traveling, but will travel again soon. So this is what actually led us, we just rolled out our community engagement initiative called #BeTogether, because our hashtag as a business is BeIntrepid. And this has been focusing on sharing letters from our travel community with each other to help us all combat that physical distancing through online connectedness and give you those reasons why you should travel with Intrepid and our clients and travel agents' past experiences with us. So we've been encouraging our community to write a letter through our website to someone who made their experience with Intrepid even more special. to the homestay host, and a homestay is actually staying in someone's home overnight instead of a hotel, and who made them feel right at home. The stranger that turned roommate, turned lifelong friend. We actually have, we just shared a letter where 2 people are actually now married, having met on a tour. So they wrote a letter to their wife, which was very sweet. So we're taking these letters and we're sharing them on our social media channels over the next few months. We actually just shared our first travel agent story this morning. And to give you an idea, the first letter that we shared on our Instagram page was one from an American traveler named Dan Berlin on his Intrepid trekking leader, Elias, in Peru. Dan, who is a blind man, had a goal of running the Inca Trail in a single day. So for those of you who don't know, the Inca Trail is 42 kilometers. So that is, what is that? That is a marathon. And he wanted to thank Elias for his help. Elias ran the Inca Trail 3 times before Dan arrived to make sure that Dan could make it and that he would actually be okay. And then ran it with every step of the way with Dan. So we're just continuing to share those letters with our community so that we get excited to start traveling again.
Shayna, I love that. That's an amazing story. I really love hearing stuff like that. Intrepid Travel has been carbon neutral since 2010, and it has the distinction of being a certified B Corporation. Can you tell our viewers what that means?
Sure, absolutely. Travel, we all know, can be a significant source of global carbon emissions. So back in 2010, we created our carbon management program when we became the largest carbon neutral travel company. So essentially what we do is 3 steps. We measure, reduce, and offset. They're simple yet complicated. So we measure the main sources of emissions created from our trips and our offices. About 90% of emissions come from our trips, which makes a lot of sense. But to reduce, we take a sustainable approach to our consumption and production. In our offices, we recycle waste. We have introduced efficiency measures, including energy efficient light bulbs, digital conferencing, and moving towards using renewable energy. On our trips, we use public transportation wherever possible. That also adds to the experience of the trip as well. We stay in locally owned accommodations, and we eat where food has been locally sourced. So we offset those emissions by purchasing carbon credits associated with a range of renewable energy products. So we've been neutral for 10 years. We are hoping to go climate positive. We were hoping to do that this year. So we actually plan to offset 25% past the carbon that we offset as a business. But that likely will be pushed to 2021. And now B Corp. I think this is the one that in North America is not as well known yet, but we are the world's largest travel B Corp. A B Corp certification recognizes businesses that are a genuine force for good in this world. It's not only about meeting the highest standards of social and environmental performance, but it's also about the accountability and transparency around it. It's about striving to increase the positive impacts that we have on our planet, our people, and the local communities that we visit in the future with a benchmark of being the best. So there are over 3,000 businesses globally that are B Corp certified. And some of the ones you also may know are companies like Patagonia, Kathmandu, and Ben & Jerry's. Those are some of the larger ones. But there's a lot of small companies that you'll notice locally that might have that little B Corp symbol as well.
Those are all really incredible things, especially with everybody going into that, eco-friendly and doing more for the environment and things like that. Are there any additional projects that you're working on?
Yeah, so, since our very first days as a tour operator, so this is going back now 31 years, responsible business has always been at the heart of what we do, and I think part of the reason why I personally love Intrepid so much. So Intrepid is committed not just to treading lightly, but to making a real difference. So investing in those local communities, human rights initiatives, wildlife conservation projects. For example, we were the first tour operator to stop and ban elephant riding in 2014. So we're all about operating in a responsible manner and incorporating those principles of sustainable tourism and development into the way we provide our travelers with the types of tours that we're doing and incorporate them into every single trip. So recently, we rolled out a partnership with the carbon offsetting subscription service called Offset Earth. This is a monthly service that allows customers to offset their personal emissions while also encouraging users to make positive lifestyle changes for the environment, such as refusing single-use items and taking public transportation to work. So Offset Earth partners with climate projects all over the world to offset carbon emissions on behalf of all of our subscribers. And as an added bonus, also plants trees. So by committing to a subscription plan through Offset Earth and Intrepid, we actually will match subscribers tree for tree. So meaning every tree planted through the Offset Earth, Intrepid will plant one too. We're actually planting our own forest out in Kenya, and hopefully majority of our trips in Kenya will actually visit the Intrepid and Offset Earth forest in the future.
That's incredible. I love that. Well, I think that was a good time. Let's watch a video.
My name is Lola. I was born in Nigeria, educated in the US, and I'm based in Sweden, and I am a travel writer and a photographer. So when I moved into a culture that almost immediately wanted to box me in and kind of disregard my own background and not really listen to my own voice as an African. And so when I travel, I approach with an open mind. Let me learn, let me be quiet enough so people can tell me their own stories the way they want to tell me. It's about human connection, about looking into the eyes of each other and seeing what makes us similar despite our differences. Yeah, nice. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's some things in life that are just so grand that you can't be witnessing them alone.
That's the happy face.
1, 2, 3.
I will count myself.
Okay. And so having that local guide like Zafar that we've had in Uzbekistan has been crucial because it can help, translate or interpret what I'm trying to say and make that connection quicker. The other night we were out photographing the Milky Way in the pitch of darkness, having others around me, kind of experiencing the awesomeness, of our universe. You remember there's somebody that was also there that you can kind of share memories with. That makes group travel more enriching. It's not about your bubble, but how you fit in the bigger puzzle of humanity. If we just kind of give each other time, if we just all stop screaming so we can listen to each other's voices, I think we'll be all right.
I know I'm ready for a vacation. Shayna, what are some of the destinations you're seeing clients rebooking to?
Yeah, so there really is still a desire to go out and explore the world once the borders start opening up again. Currently for Intrepid, our top 3 destinations that customers are rebooking to are Peru, Ecuador, which is mainly driven by the Galapagos, and Antarctica. For North Americans specifically, we're finding the Galapagos and Antarctica are very popular, along with interest in some African destinations like Tanzania and Egypt. We're still seeing an increase there. For us, Antarctica and Ecuador are topping the list for bookings globally. So these are brand new bookings, which I think really proves that there is a desire once this is all over for people to get back to nature and explore more remote places, or get to those bigger bucket list destinations and get those checked off. We are seeing a lot of interest from our North American customers in particular for active tours as well. So that includes outdoor experiences like trekking, hiking, and cycling. This might be attributed to the desire to get moving after weeks and months of being pent up during quarantine. And in terms of timing, right now we're finding the most popular time customers are rebooking their trips is for May 2021. That's our kind of #1 month at the moment, which is generally a longer booking window than we're used to seeing, but does make sense right now. And new bookings are being made a little bit earlier, with the majority of them in March 2021. So it's great. People are really wanting to get back out there.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I know solo travel is really popular with you, in that Intrepid does not charge a single supplement. Can you explain what that means?
Absolutely. So for us, it's completely up to the traveler. There's no extra charge when you're traveling, when you share a room with someone of the same gender. If you would like more privacy and want to have your own room or require your own room, we do charge a single supplement available on the majority of our trips. It is a very small extra charge, so it's not like double the price, but that's really only if you absolutely require your own room. We don't require you have one though, so you can share. Over 60% of our travelers are solo. So we've actually as well introduced solo only tours in places like Morocco, Vietnam, and Bali. So everyone on your tour will be a solo traveler, which these trips were very popular and will likely be very popular again. We also have a full landing page on our website that's dedicated purely to solo travelers, how to travel solo, safety guides, tips for female solo travelers as well. So we just keep seeing an increase in our solo travelers, which is great.
That is really great. And there's a few styles that you guys do as well, correct? So what can you tell our viewers a little bit about what the different styles of travel are for Intrepid?
Yeah, absolutely. We have, in terms of our themes and styles, we offer over 15 different themes, depending on if you have a very specific way you want to travel, or something that you want to get out of a destination. So for example, if you are a food lover, we have our food adventures, and that means that even in a specific destination, you're going to do everything that you would do otherwise, but there will be additional food themed activities, whether they're cooking classes, tastings, more meals included that are very specific to that region of the world. We do quite a bit of active tours. So we have our hike, bike, and kayak trips, trekking, Everest Base Camp has always been a very popular trip for us. Cycling, so as I was mentioning, those active tours have become increasingly popular now. We have family trips, so those are still maximum 16 people, so you can go on a trip with other families from around the world, and those trips are designed for having activities that are very family friendly. Some new styles that we've just introduced are wellness, women's only trips, so trips just for our females and our ladies, the solo only trips as well, and expedition. So really getting so off the beaten track that there's some countries that people don't even know are out there that you can get to. We even had a trip where we told you what the starting point was, the finishing point, but we didn't tell you anything in between. And it was called an unchartered expedition, and it sold out, I believe, within about 48 hours. So people are really looking to do something different, which is very exciting, and hopefully we'll start to see that pick up again very soon.
Yes, definitely. Is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers today, Shayna, before we go?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time. We at Intrepid, we don't only want to be the best travel company in the world, but for us, we want to be the best travel company for the world. And we really can't do that without our amazing travel agents, clients, travelers. So thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit about Intrepid, what we do, and how we travel responsibly. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Shayna, for joining us today. And thank you for experiencing travel with the travel marketplace in Intrepid Travel. If you'd like any more information on Intrepid Travel, please feel free to contact us at the travel marketplace. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep dreaming about your next travel experience.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.